I am Magnus Egerstedt, the Stacey Nicholas Dean in the Samueli School of Engineering, and I want to extend my most heartfelt congratulations to all of this year's winners, and in particular to Professor Natasha Buswell as the Samueli School's honoree for teaching excellence in undergraduate education. As one of our professors of teaching in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Professor Buswell truly deserves this honor, as she indeed connects all of her professional activities to teaching excellence. In her own classroom, she implements evidence-based teaching practices in order to increase student engagement and create an inclusive learning environment. The outcomes of this are reflected in her remarkable student evaluations. But she doesn't stop there. Beyond her own classroom, Professor Buswell has helped UCI engineering faculty and graduate students implement evidence-based practices into their own courses. She's even developed and currently teaches a graduate course called Developing Teaching Excellence, where she covers topics such as course syllabi mechanics or how to write effective statements of teaching philosophy. She also facilitates the engineering faculty learning community, which consists of several engineering faculty who gather monthly to discuss research-based better practices in teaching and learning. And she herself publishes her research centered around education that prioritizes diversity and inclusion of all students in the top venues focused on engineering education research. Professor Natasha Buswell is a tremendous asset to the Samueli School and to our campus as a whole. She is highly deserving of this honor. Congratulations, Natasha.
One of my favorite teaching moments is a class discussion I had in my MAE 10 Introduction to Engineering Computations course. The course is mostly first-year students, and it introduces this really useful computational tool called MATLAB. So in all of my undergraduate classes, I assign weekly homework, but also in addition, I assign what I call application activities. And one of these application activities is about ethics. And so I ask students to consider the National Society of Professional Engineers Code of Ethics and to write a reflection about their reaction to the Code of Ethics, including writing a statement about what it means to them to be a professional engineer. So then in class, I ask that they talk about their reflections in small groups and then as a big class discussion. And the discussion started off really as expected. Students talked about, how they should always act with ethics in mind and to always be an ethical engineer. And then I was really astounded and excited that a student asked what I found to be a really profound question, saying, is it ethical of me to accept any engineering job, even if I don't necessarily ethically agree with it, what the company's doing, because I'm trying to lift my family out of poverty. So I really want an engineering job that pays well. And I thought that was really a wonderful question and something that I was so delighted to see come up. And so we had a really great conversation about kind of balancing that those various aspects of that kind of a question. But what it really reminded me about and why it's one of my favorite teaching moments is just that I, as an instructor, can learn so much from my students. It wasn't necessarily what I was expecting them to talk about, but I was so glad to see, and reminded me also that at UCI, these kinds of topics really need more discussion and more conversation about, because UCI has been awarded things about being one of the best universities for social mobility. And I think students really take that very seriously and want that, benefit in their lives. And so it was exciting to get to be part of that conversation and to be reminded that I get to learn from my students as an instructor every day.